Trainer Ruben and
Autumn behind the camera
with Paleo Experience Bootcamp, and today we're going to talk about, will the paleo diet kill me? Will it clog my arteries? And what do I do when my doctor says I should not be eating this much meat? So, you know, if you made the switch to eating things like plastic bags or the kale inside of it, or meat, then the first concern to the layperson embarking on this is this going to kill me? Is this a bad thing? Well, we'll first start off with the premise that eating animals and vegetables hasn't really killed anybody until the last 100 years, so it must be something else. And then I'll come to the testing that I think will really convince you and your doctor that this is a perfectly healthy way to go. And the tests that I'd recommend, so let me just get right to the chase of the tests that are out there that can show true health changes before and after embarking on the first segment of your paleo journey. The first would be an oxidized LDL test. It's a new test. The others would be homocysteine, C-reactive protein, and A1C. There's a lot of other ones that could be tacked on, and if you had problems with those, then you could look further down onto things like a hormonal balance, because many times what's going on with your liver and how you process cholesterol and fat in your diet has much more to do with how your thyroid and all the other hormones in your body are functioning. Okay, so that aside, so what you want to do is throw out the whole paradigm of good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and leading down that path that you need some kind of drugs to manage this, or you need to fear animals, which is, on just that basic premise, a little ridiculous. All societies around the world have had varying access to differing fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and grains only came about for the last 10,000 and 15,000 years or so. So old foods are not going to give you new diseases, it's the same. And so let's go through those tests real quick. Now the LDL particle this is why if you look at raw numbers of a traditional blood test, it's not going to tell you jacked, it's not going to tell you anything. Working for 8 years in a cardiac rehab center, I can tell you statistically that people who have heart attacks will have low cholesterol, they'll have high cholesterol. All it does is tell you how your body, how your liver spits out cholesterol, and how you process it. It comes down to the details. And that detail, the fairly new test, we'll be posting this onto links below to this lab that does an oxidized LDL test. Basically, it'll tell you how much seed oil you've been eating, how many omega-6s in grains, even in the meat that you eat, and all kinds of things that authorities tell you are heart healthy, and nothing could be further from the truth. And the other ones are general inflammatory markers. And homocysteine, C-reactive protein are some of the best. And if you get all of them and you follow a Paleolithic diet, you're going to see all these things drop. Okay, unless you're cheating all the time or you're drinking like a fish, you have a high-stress job, you have some hormonal imbalances that are underlying these things. This is why it's very short-sighted to just look at. Oh, my cholesterol, it's up, it's down. Mine's been over 200, but my HDL was 85, and even that doesn't tell you anything. It tells you, the HDL tells you a lot, and that's on the link that we'll send you. It's a combined one. It's HDL, homocysteine, and oxidized LDL. But even that doesn't tell you that much. What's going on to the particle size has to do with lack of starches. And particle sizes is a detail that they're not going to ask you about. It's used more in research, and a cardiologist, general practitioner may know about these things, but they consider them to not be valid as a preventative, preventative marker. Forget the term, but these are the important things. If you reduce starches, grains, legumes, dairy, you're going to reduce inflammation. You're going to heal your gut lining. You're going to have better strength. You're going to have better hormonal balance. So eating meat like this ain't going to kill you unless you get it from sick cows. That's the detail that the authorities don't explain to you, but scientists know that. This is grass-fed organic meat. This is organic broccoli. It's more the toxins and the other things. And if you're new to the paleo diet and you have trouble digesting some of the proteins, there's products like this. Rob Wolf always refers to this brand, now Super Enzymes, that has probiotics and other things to help break down the meat. And if you're eating starches and bread all the time, your body just loses the prime of that pump for digesting these things. So I plan on doing an 85-part series on the evils of cholesterol and this push for statin drugs and trying to block things that your body normally produces. So train smart, eat practically. Is that a word? And that's it. We'll see you next time. So look at the links and do these tests and do no others, and email me if you have a question about what tests are valid, because I look at this stuff all the time. That's it. That's the beginning of my rant.
All right, thank you, Trainer Ruben, and check out our Facebook page at Paleo Experience Bootcamp.
Yeah.